Hi everyone and welcome back. I have just pulled the bike out of the garage because I wanted to just talk through a few of the things that we have been doing and what we are doing currently to get the bike ready for some track daying this year, 2024. Here we are. So right now we're in a bit of a middle moment right here because you can see some of the plastics are off the bike, but this bike, or my bike, has to do two things. Has to get me to work and back occasionally, and in this year, like I say, it's going to be used on the track. So I'm trying to do a few things in preparation for both of those things, and I'll explain a little bit about that. Nothing too crazy, but you know, fun video. So when you're on the street, obviously I like to use the mirrors. I have the passenger pegs on for a girlfriend when she comes for a ride, and obviously the number plate, and indicators at the back. I did talk about in my review video, if you ever watched that, I talked about how I liked the sticky out indicators, but now things have changed. Now when I'm on the track, I don't want sticky out indicators, the standard ones, so we have ordered the TST Industry flush mount ones, which will keep those nice and tucked away. So when we're on the street, obviously I'll be running the standard mirrors, passenger pegs, and the license plate, and those flush indicators. But when I want to use the bike on track, then I want a few of those things missing. So you'll see we've got these mirror blank plates. I modified mine slightly by giving them studs. So in studs instead of screws, which I prefer because it makes it easier to mount and stops you cross-threading or wearing out the threads on the back of these aluminium plates. So I like that. We now have, I made my own exhaust hanger bracket which picks up on the brake reservoir bolt, and you'll see right now that the brake reservoir is not here because I've ordered the delete kit again from TST Industries, which I've used before. Well, I've used the HRC kit before on my race bike, so that will just tuck inside here, keep that out of the way. But I like this bracket, just made it by myself, drilled a few holes in it, looks nice. And then this is perhaps the most interesting part up here. So I took my Zytoma, however you say it, fender delete kit, and I've modified it. So we now have, try and get you in here, we've got a mounting point with two threaded holes, and we've now got a wiring socket for, can you see that? Can't see it very well, can you? But that's a wiring socket for the indicators to wire up to. So I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so this is just to show you how quickly I can mount and dismount the license plate then. So here we go. Two screws, one screw from the plate, like so. Now I've got to lever it a little bit into the plastic hole recess thing. There we go. So just locate the screw hole. A bit misaligned. There we go. Second screw. And then we hook up the wire in. And there we go. So that's how that works. 2 screws. It's nice and strong, not going anywhere. The wiring's hooked back up. Ready to run the indicators. Sweet. Okay, so you get the idea with that. So the other thing that I've done is I've manufactured and mounted these rear set mounting plates, whatever you want to call them. Now, are these going to be absolutely perfect for what I need? I don't know yet. Why do I say that? Well, usually on a race bike, and when you're getting it cranked over on the corners, you're gonna be touching down the rear pegs eventually, especially on a standard set, because very often this distance from here to here is slightly longer than a set of probably aftermarket race rear sets. Now what I've done is I've added this plate to try and lift the rear sets up a bit. That tries to help with that whole touchdown issue and tries to get the body in a bit more forward position, because these are actually up and back, so my legs are going to be a bit more up and back, which keeps my body forwards and may help with the comfortability. If I don't like them, it's like 2 minutes to take them off at the track, and we'll be fine. But because of the thickness of these plates, we have actually moved the peg out this way. So that's why I say they may not be perfect. We might not be able to use them eventually, but as a bit of an experiment, and I like to make things and try things out, well, there we go. And the same applies on this side, of course. There's a plate here and an extension on the actuator lever mechanism, because of course it's moved that way, so the rod wouldn't have reached, so I made that bit as well. Okay, right, so what are we doing? These fairings are slightly loose because of the indicators that I'm going to mount, but also I want to do some work on the forks. If you remember, 2 things I want to do with the forks really. One is to change the fork oil inside for a slightly heavier weight, which should help with the dampening of the forks, and I want to change the height of the protrusion, whatever you want to describe it, of the fork in the triple tree in the top clamp. That will again put some more weight on the front of the bike, helping us with cornering and track daying. So those are the 2 things I want to do, and whilst we've got these fairings off, it's just easier to get to the necessary bolts like that. So there you go, that's a little bit of a progress update. I really like the way it looks in track form. It's got that sleek, nice sleek look to it. Sorry about the sunlight, guys. This is like February the 4th. The lighting's not great, but anyway, really like how she's looking nice and sleek, especially when I take that back off again. the license plate. Probably take some photos in a minute, but yeah, very happy. Alright guys, I might add in some bonus footage of the things that I've been making. We shall see, depends how boring it looks when I look at it. But thanks for watching. We're getting ready for the track. It's gonna be amazing.